That's right, everyone. Welcome on in to the STP 500 right here at Martinsville. This is a Grip TV broadcast, and we got Judson Kane checking in. He's up in the booth with me. How you doing, Judson?
Matt Malone. It's 6 minutes past 11. I got my coffee with me. The only thing that I want to do is ask for a Grip TV wish list so I can have a coffee brewer sitting right here at my broadcast booth. That'd be really nice. But looking forward to this race. This is going to be a carnage-filled race. These are my favorite in NASCAR. And as always, I'm always excited to look or watch this race with the Grip TV faithful and you, Malone.
Yep, I always love these big events that we put on here. And as we take a look at some track conditions here, we're here at Martinsville, United States of America. And we got the wind coming out of the north at 3 knots. Track temperatures 93 degrees. Pretty cool day out there, 67 degrees. So with a little light breeze, feels pretty good up here. And it's partly cloudy. As we all know, we are in Martinsville, short track, under a half a mile. And these guys are going to be using those brakes quite a bit here.
And Martinsville, Virginia is there's a lot to be celebrating right now. They got the Virginia Volunteers winning the ACC, doing some tournament run, and of course having the NASCAR's nationwide trucks come into town. What a heck of a week to have here in Virginia.
Well, it really is. As we take a look at the starting order, we got some pretty good guys in here, I'd say. What's going to be the most important thing as these guys get going here? What do you think is top of their mind here at the beginning of the race, what they're focused on?
Well, a lot of times you hear me preaching about this idea of running your own line when we're in road racing. This is completely about traffic management. You're going to be watching the guy in your rearview mirror to ensure that he can't get a run on you, but meanwhile, you're going to have to be attacking the guy in front of you. It's important to make or overtake fast to get towards the front. The other thing that I think is going to be important, the second fact, that 12-degree banking that Timo and I were alluding to earlier in his interview, it's going to cause for some oversteer. I would anticipate that oversteer coming as they coast in through the middle of the apex and start to accelerate out. That's where you're going to see drivers starting to pop the car out, is on the exit of those turns. We have turn 1 and turn 2 today. And those are the two big aspects of today's race.
That's right. As they make their final couple laps around here for their warm-up, they're going to be gridding on up, and we're going to see that pace car on out there. Just looking around the field here, we got some interesting characters out there. Scott Freeman, Alexander Patterson, Mike Sargent, Gregory McKnight, Richard Schwint. And seen some of these guys in practice. They were working on getting the car balanced just right, knowing how to feather that throttle out, trying to set up their brake pedal, make sure they got proper braking in here. That's definitely one of the key issues I think that we're going to see here, is whether or not these guys are able to use their brakes more effectively than others. It's a fine line here. I know these cars like to get really loose if you're on the brakes too hard.
Malone, and the other thing too, as we're going to be focusing on Timo today, he's had some fantastic previous weeks in this NASCAR series. He's been showing gains in every track except last week, in which he got wrecked out in lap 4. So Timo has a lot to be driving for today. I feel like he is putting a little bit more stress on himself to make sure that he has a successful finish, because it does hurt when you spend so much time preparing for a race this week and you get wrecked out, being completely innocent but wrecked out by another driver. Here today, I'm sure he's pretty nervous about that, but wants results so he can get back on track for this season.
Yeah, that's right. And we see Timo Westendal right there, SuperDioMiro, running that new paint job. Wow, much fast.
We got Showstopper checking in, commenting on how early we're up, Malone.
Well, we like to get up early for these big races, and this is being broadcast live on twitch.tv/ShowDown 1983. It is a Grip TV broadcast as the checkered flag waves at warm-up, and these guys are going to get gridded up, and we're going to see what we can do here, as we're going to be following along with Timo and some of the other guys in here. But yeah, we just want to welcome everybody in. If you're watching this live, welcome, welcome, welcome. And if you happen to catch this on YouTube later, don't forget a lot of these, most of these, all of these races happen live right here on Twitch. So go check it out as these drivers are getting their seatbelts on. They're getting comfortable in there. They're getting gridded up, and I bet the nerves are going with these guys.
Yeah, you always, when the nerves start building up for a race of this magnitude, you know, your hands are feeling a little stiff, your heart's bumping a little bit faster, the feet in which you're controlling your throttle is a little bit more shaky, so you're either on or off too quick. You got to manage those things, but that's the feeling. That's why we race. It's the adrenaline.
That's right. Timo Wessendahl starting 7th place. As we go through the grid here, let everybody get to know these drivers. Something to think about here. It is a short track. They got two. They're gonna have 2 pace laps here, because it is such a short track. Gives these guys a little extra time here to get ready. As we got 30 car field here. As they start the pace lap, that number 3 car, number 6 car are going to be dueling it out there for first place position. That's Brandon Feinstein and Santino Ferrucci.
Santino Ferrucci, familiar in GT3 racing, the one that T-boned Ryan Littlemore at yesterday's race. Interesting fact. Most dominant driver in the history of Martinsville Speedway is Richard Petty, 15 wins. Richard Petty also has 30 top 5s. This was Petty's home track, apparently, and he dominated.
As this 1 pace lap down and the pace car is in, we're going to go green flag racing. Let's see what number 6 and 3 do. Thanks for joining us, everybody. STP 500 right here. iRacing brought to you by Grip TVs. They get the green flag and 250 laps to go here.
Malone, if you saw that, the number 5 car that was starting right next to Timo had an early jump on the start. It was able to tap the guy in front of him. I couldn't catch the number. Raced on the inside, got in front of Timo on turn 1.
As they're going 2 by 2 back in the field, we're watching Timo, number 14 car, running 7th place as they're going on around lap 2 here.
Timo's doing a fantastic job managing his traffic already. He let that one guy pass, but he's able to create a reasonable amount of space to his rear bumper. It's going to allow him to settle in and get some speed going, get the rhythm going.
That's right. As we're watching Brad Proch now getting real wide with that number 25 car.
Oversteer.
And issues. 21's into the 17 up on the wall. We got big issues. Number 13 sideways. 23 car gets around. We got a guy backwards.
Timo's car, he got into the rear quarter panel of that car, but it looks like Timo's car, aero package-wise, is A-OK.
And the caution's out. Caution's out. As we're going to take a look at what happened to Timo here as we ride along with him.
Yeah, and here's the deal. As these drivers go through more of this, and you get drivers who are becoming more reckless, trying to do overtakes, cut in front of cars as they're exiting turns, that kind of thing, drivers are going to start to get irritated. And payback's going to become more rash, and so this is going to just build up until it literally explodes.
And we only got a couple laps in as we got another car still sideways on the track there. So lots of issues early on. That's the number 18 car. Can't seem to get it around. He's got major issues. That's Ozen. And he's still he gets it turned around finally. He's got some major damage.
popular attack for these Gen 4s on Martinsville is the concept of just rolling through the entry of the turn into the middle apex and then accelerating out. It allows you to have consistent entry and exits of turns, and that's where you're going to find consistency and speed, and that's where you're going to get your gains. Even some drivers in the peak antifreeze division will even clutch roll, meaning they'll have the clutch in and they'll roll through into the first or the middle apex and accelerate out. Brakes, they tend to try to stay away from brakes where they can, use it minimally. That way they can just be very, very consistent and expect this exact same outcome as they exit the turn and get on the throttle.
As we're just taking a look at pit lane, as we see a lot of guys getting in there, getting some damage fixed, getting some new tires on there, and trying to get up and out of pit lane there so they can get caught back up. We did see a lucky dog go through, so lots of action going on right here to start the STP 500. Didn't get too far into it. I thought after they got through the first 2 laps, I thought they'd be all right, but these guys just started pushing. As Timo's been able to get up to his to 5th position after some incidents, and we're going to try to see if he doesn't have any damage. He looks all right as the pace car is off. We're going to go back to green flag racing as the number 9 car, Brandon Feinstein, gets on the gas hard. Timo sticking to that inside 14 car. Number 9 car gets a little bit of wide there. And
yep,
number 10.
Too wide coming in. Yeah, 10 and yeah, I can't see it. Too wide behind Timo, 2 cars behind.
Some of these guys may be trying to make that high line work. Not sure. I would imagine it's just they're going in a little deep and swinging it out wide is the inside line here seems to be the best choice. As number 7 car tries to get around 22 car.
Timo aggressively pursuing the number 2 car's rear bumper. Can he get his front nose onto the inside of number 2, force him into the outside line?
As we're taking a look at number 7 car, Jeffrey Morissette has lost a couple positions here. Number 8 car does overtake as Jeffrey's trying to make that outside work. As we got Andres Voller in that number 19 car. He was making some ground there. As number 7's going wide again, Morissette thinking he can make that work. As Timo riding in the line, trying to catch number 2 car of Jory Reitveld.
The thing that I think is frustrating for these drivers is how many turns and laps it takes just to get a run going to catch up to the guy behind it so you can attack. And then when you mess up the attack, you know, you have to start all over again, man. This thing is mentally taxing. And
the number 25 car having issues into the wall as James Wilms gets by him. And we all know James Wilms. James Wilms, as you know, is probably streaming this right now over at Xmazia on Twitch, so you can see his in-car view. Also, SuperDioMiro, Timo Westendal, as he's working on number 2 car. Go ahead and check out SuperDioMiro for his in-car view.
The number 2 car was exiting turn 2 too quickly, got under the rear bumper of the 5, had to hit the brakes, and that really opened the door for Timo.
As we see James Wilms in that number 15 bright yellow car working on that number 25 car. It's holding a good line. So we check back some in the field here with Jimmy Mullis, number 4 car. He's got something to prove here. He may have. Let's check his car.
We got a car in the back stretch. Car went into the wall on the inside of the back stretch. He's exited out. Looks like that's the end of his day.
And did we get a name on him?
No, I couldn't see it, man. It's too quick, dude. This is going to be tough to keep up on.
So we check back in on the leader, Santiago Ferrucci, number 3 car, trying to hold off that 12. As we got lap traffic in the way.
Yeah, I'm going to have to catch up with Santino. Fantastic GT3 driver. He does not... he's a dangerous driver to be around, too. I did not know he was multi-talented and also running rolls here.
Yep, and as we see Brandon Feinstein, number 6 car, getting real deep there on Santino. We're watching it from the rear of the number 3 car here in that Chevrolet Gen 6. Beautiful car here. So the first place guy gets a little loose there.
Yeah,
and they're really digging it.
Just as while that's going on, the number 10 car almost nosedived into Timo. Man, he's really braking late, but it's forcing him into the outside line. Timo really has to stay out of his rearview mirror at this point and just focus on his race. Plenty of distance between the two.
As the number 2 car really digging it. That's Joey Reitfeld.
Yeah, that
the number 5 car McKnight.
Yeah, he's been. Indications show that that number 5 car is holding the number 2 car up. He's fast. He's having a tough time keeping up with that kind of pace. Timo better take care as he went around turn 1. He was a little late into the entry of that turn, had to oversteer or overturn the car to try to get back into the inside line. Those kind of mistakes is not going to help his effort bringing it to the number 2 car of Joey Reitfeld. So Malone, what do you think about this so far? I mean, this is different than what we've been used to as far as broadcasting goes.
Yeah, I guess I'm an oval noob, but it is fun because there's a lot of cars on the screen at once, and it does make it exciting. And I just love to hear those engines roar as they're really spread out here. I mean, there's cars everywhere you look. There's a car. Just trying to keep on the action, see if anybody's trying to make any moves. As the interval time doesn't really help you there because they're all so bunched. And we got a caution. Something bad just happened, folks, as we try to take a look-see. I might have had a car going too slow.
I'm definitely not even going to try doing narratives of a battle here because there's just no way to keep up with how fast these cars go around this track. It is something else.
Yep, that's right. And I think there might have been just a guy going real slow out of pit lane or something. Maybe caused that action or a caution.
Timo broadcasted a thanks to the network that the drivers are in. A lot of drivers are in. The number 2 car's in. A lot of the leaders going into pit strategy. So pit strategy is starting to play into this already. I don't know if Martinsville is when you take tires and gas anytime you get it, any opportunity you get. But this is really going to dice up the field. Benefit for Timo is if his tires aren't too hot, and he's been doing good in tire management on this course. He's right behind the 5. 5 was considerably slower than the number 2 car, and Timo could really benefit from this new shuffling of order.
That's right. We're just getting a bird's eye view here, pit lane, as we see a lot of the guys coming in. Pace cars going right past the start-finish line right now. As these guys get filtered out, ordered up, and on the track again. A lot of guys took new tires, maybe just 2, so it could be interesting.
Malone, I am shocked that you didn't use this pit as an opportunity to use your wedge statements. You've been egging to do that all week.
Well, you know, that may come into play next time when you got to get a little wedge adjustment, maybe rotate the rotary girders and get those all set up with the special oil that you got to use for that. As they get all lined up here, and we got a new leader, Gregory McKnight, in that number 5 car. I would imagine is on pretty old tires, along with Timo, SuperDioMiro, running. It says he's running 2nd place. Is that correct?
Timo is 2nd place on the race thing.
All right, and that's the way it'll filter out, as maybe the number 12 car is the lucky dog, and he doesn't know that he can pass the pace car.
No, the number 12 car is a lap down.
All right, and some confusion with the number 12 DeWalt car there, as he's allowed to go around the pace car here, and there he goes, folks. He just got the message from his pit crew, so he's going to head on around as these guys get lined up.
Just to do some house cleaning before we get back to the green flag racing, 8 cars are already in the lap down of the 30-car field. 8 cars, so the attrition rate is rather high early on.
Yep, that's right. As that pace car goes off, and they're going to go green flag racing here. Well, we got lap 29 at 250 here. Grip TV broadcast the STP 500 iRacing as Timo looking to get a good start here. Gregory McKnight off to a great start. 14 on the outside. That's Timo.
Timo's got to get on the inside. Man, when you're on the outside and you're trying to get a start with the leader, it is next to impossible.
Number 20 car, number 9 car, 2 into the 9, 2 into the 9. They're up into the wall. Caution's out, caution's out. Caution's out is the number 9 car. And the number 2 car had a big incident there. Let's take a look again at that.
Joey Reitfeld just got brand new tires and gas too. The number 2 car, that was the high flyer that was in front of Timo. Oh man, this could really devastate his race.
As we're riding along, looking at the replay inside the number 9 car, George Buchan and that Chevrolet SS. Let's just try to see what happened here. As they're coming around, and he just gets in. Somebody gets into the back of him and just spins him around there.
Yeah, that's the number 2 car of Reitfeld. Fast car too. I'd say the fastest on the track, without a doubt. Yeah, no wonder NASCAR drivers throw helmets at each other, man. That's frustrating. You don't even know it's coming, and all of a sudden you're sideways. Good news for the number 2 car is he's been able to get down into the pits. He's going to be sitting doing repairs. Probably going to grab some more tires now, but that's really going to put him back in the field. Great news for Timo, though, because that was stiff competition.
Yep, and we're just taking a look at them. They're filtering out again, folks. Pit strategy here is kind of tough as the pace lap is very quick, so you do want to get out there. Try to stay on the lead lap if you can. If you got some damage, well, you're just going to have to go a couple laps down and see what happens later on in the race. This is a very long race with only 33 laps in the books so far out of 250.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. I don't think there is much of a pit strategy, Malone. I think you pit when it's yellow. Other than I think the number 2 car could use a little more wedge.
Maybe a bump up on his wedge. That wouldn't help at all. Maybe it would. Who knows? I'm not an engineer as we get ready to go green flag racing again right here at Martinsville. And Gregory McKnight, excuse me, number 5 car. He's going to want to get off to a great start here. He's got Scott Freeman right behind him. And our very own Timo Wessendahl running 3rd place. If he's been able to take care of his tires, he may be able to stay on out there for quite a while. And Brad Pocono, 4th place. Kyle Gammon, and there's James Williams. He's collected quite a few spots here. He's running 6th place now.
Timo now back on the inside for this pace lap. He's going to probably get a better start because he can watch the leader in front of him. It seems like when you're in 2nd place on that outside and you're trying to get on the green following the leader, it's a death trap. You're going to lose your spot, and here they go.
And the pace car is off. Gregory McKnight going to start him off here as we get the green flag, and he does get a great start. 13 on the outside, 14. That's Timo going to the inside. Gets around.
Well, we had the number 15 car who broke late into turn 1, almost devastated the field yet again. But Timo did a nice job passing up the 13 being on the inside. He's going around turn 2. Great pace as he accelerates out. Has to be a little bit of a feather as the number 20 car starts to sniff on his rear end. But holy cow, look at that leader. The number 5 car, Gregory McKnight, has an early lead, has been able to get out and has clean sailing. The number 22 car, however, is challenging the number 14 car of Timo Wessendahl. As Timo's a little late, 20 car almost bumping his rear end as they cross the start-finish line. Malone, you were about to say something?
Yeah, we got some battles in the back here as we saw double it up there. They were going too wide as Travis Morgan loses a spot. Now 16 on the outside, 28 taking the spot from him on the inside. Is 27 may take another spot from the 16 car. That 16 car, Richard Schwint, losing some spaces on the outside. And I think he's going to lose another spot here. He's just trying to make the outside work. It doesn't seem to be working for him. But anyway, we did have a couple gaggles there. Heading back up to
Well,
James Wilms. Oh, Timo going too wide.
Yeah. Yeah, 20 car was able to get on the outside. Timo's been very late on turn 2 on how he's accelerating out. He's not accelerating in mid-apex. He's about 3/4 of the way out of the exit of the turn when she starts to accelerate. The 20 car was able to sniff that out. He got on the outside, got the nose of his car onto the rear outside quarter panel of Timo, and was forced to overtake. How do you do that on the outside? Can you overtake on the outside with the trucks there, Malone?
Well, I guess if that guy went and got brand new tires, he just wasted them for that one overtake, which may have been worth it.
Really? So the tires can light themselves up within a turn or two, huh?
I'm not too sure. I'm just saying stuff. Oh, I love it. Well, I always find it that on the first couple laps, I can really tear up the tires. I mean, they're ruined, but I got a good lap time out of it anyway. Not too sure with these Gen 6s, though. Is there a whole other animal?
Timo, it seems like, tires could be into place, and there's been 2 yellow flags that have been out, and he has not gone into the pits. But you can definitely tell when you watch Timo drive around, you'll see his acceleration comes on late. A lot of these drivers, like I said, roll in mid-apex, they'll start to accelerate out. He's waiting about 3/4 of the turn before he starts accelerating. That's why you're seeing big gains behind him. But that's okay, though. A lot of laps left to go, and he's certainly in a great position.
As we're just in cockpit view with Trevin Morgan, number 28 car, and then we got a caution. I missed it. We got a caution, folks. Caution, caution. Didn't happen to see what happened there.
This is great news for Timo. I would hope that he goes in for some tires, though. This is a much needed, as he was being sniffed out by Jimmy Mullis, the number 4 car. All right, 9 cars now a lap down out of the 30-car field. 9 cars. None of them are only a lap down. They're over 2 laps down now, so attrition rate's still high.
As a couple of guys pitting, number 15 car, James Wills, number 13 car, getting in, number 28 car in there too, getting some new tires and fixing any damage that they may have gotten after that last caution flag.
Kyle Gammon looking indicators that he might go into the pits, trying to trick Timo here. Nope, we'll just stay on the inside. I wonder if we're going to see some pit fakeouts here in today's race. So far, none yet, but could you see that coming into play amongst the leaders there, Malone?
Oh, they always like to play mind games here, and I would imagine you'd see a little bit of that as the pit entrance is pretty short, so once you make a decision, you kind of can't back off, and you never know. Different fake outs that these guys have, so we'll have to take a look at it.
It'll be important to see how Timo is going to respond to the number 20 car. Again, the number 20 car is going to be positioning out on the outside of the number 5 car, Gregory McKnight, what we'll call as the death start. So far, there hasn't been any positive gains from being the number 2 car in this race when a yellow flag turns to green. Timo will be gridded up on the inside. We'll be able to brake late and force the 20 car to the outside as long as he gets a good start. So jump on that throttle, Timo, as soon as you see that number 5 car go.
Yeah, that's right. You always want a good start, especially because you never know how long it's going to go green. And if you can pick up a position right away, sometimes that yellow flag will come out and you'll have that extra position. But yep, as we pace it around here, this is a Grip TV broadcast. Go ahead on over to griptv.org and get involved in the community. We got our forums set up there. Start posting stuff. Get involved. Give us any questions or comments or concerns that you have, as we're trying to bring you the best iRacing coverage here. Like today, the STP 500 at Martinsville, and I am joined in the booth with Judson Kane, and that pace car is going to be coming off here real shortly.
Shocking to see that Timo did not go get tires. His right rear is probably cooked at this point.
That's right, Judson, and I hear you had a GT3 win last night.
GT3 win, absolutely. Caught the leader on the last lap, or turning into last lap with the 17-second gain. It was a fun race. I'm glad to get one. It's
Very
fun.
nice. As we go green flag racing here yet once again. Timo going to hold that inside, 20 on the outside. Gregory McKnight with another great start.
Yeah, Timo's car is nowhere near what the other drivers are. He needed to pit that last turn because 20 blew by him on the outside.
Number 6 car working on the outside of the number 19 car. Does get around in that Miller Lite Chevrolet, the Ford Fusion there. So he's going to pick up a spot. Very nice. Running 5th place now for Brandon.
Yeah, when you start to get into the too wide area, you're putting a lot
And we
of
got
weight
big
on those
issues
other
in the
drivers.
back. Big issues. Big wreck in the back. That caution flag may be coming out as we got big issues here.
Number 20 car, meanwhile, got past the number 5 car. Number 5 car also has not taken tires yet this race, so Timo and Gregory need to maybe get in the pits as Kyle Gammon is charging with gains.
As we try to take a look at what happened with the 17 car, the 18 car gets into the back of the 8.
Number 4 car challenging Timo at this point, Malone. We could see a battle really developing here shortly.
And I can't believe the caution flag didn't come out there, but we'll go ahead and take a look at where Timo's at. And the green flag is still waving here in Martinsville as Timo, you know, Miss SuperDioMiro, getting some pressure from Jimmy Mullis there in the number 4 car.
Yeah, Jimmy Mullis is far faster as he's entering the turns, and that's an indicator that your tires are really gone. First, when your tires start to wear out, your exits start to degrade. When they get really bad, it becomes unstable as you enter the turns, especially when you're just rolling the car in and then accelerating out. The number 4 car really on his bumper. He's just waiting to see a brake point that he can take advantage of. At this point, the number 4 car could overtake on the outside.
And we got a caution.
I didn't see anything. How do they decide these cautions here?
Not too sure.
All right, will Timo take tires? This is different than any other track that he's raced at so far, Bristol being the closest, but this 12-degree bank in comparison to Bristol's bank is wildly different and puts a lot of emphasis on that right rear tire. Temperatures on the right rear tire, depending on his camber, could be even uneven, and Timo looks like he's pitting. So is the number 5 car, Gregory McKnight, one of our leaders, and the 20 car is also pitting, Kyle Gammon, our leader currently.
Yep, that's right. As they pull on into pit lane there and try
Timo
to find their
wedge.
spot. Yep, he could probably use a little wedge adjustment, I would imagine. And let's see what he's going to do here. As he tries to find his pit stall, it can be pretty confusing as he narrowly avoids the number 5 car. He didn't quite get into his pit stall. That can cost you time here as Timo.
Well, the other benefit, though, is because Timo's rear end is out of it, that's going to affect the number 5 car if you could not drive through cars, which I wish you couldn't.
As Timo's off and away, beats the 19 car off the line. Very nice. He's going to be 14th position with brand new tires.
Yeah, another big game was the number 5 car was able to scoot past the number 20 car, who was the former leader. Gregory McKnight having a heck of a race. Is going to be fast yet again once we get back into green light racing. Kyle Gammon, the number 20 car. Not sure why his pit took longer, but the 5 was lightning fast with pit stalls.
And that was Gregory McKnight. He was leading this race at one point. He's actually led 27 laps here at STP 500.
Now I'm cringing. We got a lot of the slower guys sitting up front. Things could get messy as we go green.
That's right, Judson, as they're just pacing on around. Looks like the number... I believe people do get lucky dogs, as we probably had a couple lucky dogs. We got more people pitting. Number 12 car coming out of the pits right now. Brandon and Dennis Pavel in the pits right now getting some work done.
Timo has probably some concerns as he has the number 19 car of Andreas Voiler that's going to be lining up beside him, and then James Minto right behind him when they go too wide. Both unfamiliar drivers to him so far this race. He's probably trying to anticipate the best he can, which is next to nothing, what could be happening as those guys take it to him into turn 1.
Well, the main thing is it's just unlucky being on the outside. Got to sneak into the inside somehow, unless you can just make a really big run. but we'll see what he does here, as he's going to be pressured by the number 28 car and the 10 car behind him. Can't get stuck watching your rearview mirror. You gotta pay attention to the road in front of you. As
Timo,
the pace car's off.
Just an FYI, Timo is in 10th place currently after coming over the pits.
And green flag racing is the number 6 car floors it, and they're going 3 wide. Jeffrey, number 7 car, number 20 car is Gregory McKnight backs off wisely as 14 Timo.
Oh, 19 car.
Oh, 19 car
Timo.
right into the 14. Oh no.
Man, that was reckless. He comes
And
in, brakes
still no
late,
caution.
hits the grass. Oh, Timo, he must be fuming.
As we try to get another look at it. Yep, number 14 car at Timo.
That's the oversteer. Bad tires. Number 19 car touches the grass, did not brake early, was trying to be a hero, and Timo's the victim. That's terrible.
Yep, 19 car definitely to blame there, as Timo receiving even more damage there. And we didn't even have it's still green.
It's worse too. It's worse because he's fresh off a pit. That's a lot of wasted time.
Yep, that's right. Is we see the number 10 car working on a 29 car. We got ourselves a gaggle here for 10th place. As the number 10 car deep into there. Well,
how would
like
you classify a gaggle at Martinsville? I mean, isn't the whole thing technically a gaggle at this point?
You do have to have, well, a gaggle is a flock of turkeys, but one of the turkeys has to have mischievous goals. That would classify it as a gaggle, as I know some of these guys are pretty sly here. So we got 2 guys going 2 wide here. Number 28 car, number 7 car. Number 7 car is still trying to make that outside line work. That's Morissette, and it doesn't seem to be working for him. He's running 8th place right now. As we take a look back, number 10 car on the side of 29. Oh, golly, folks, it's crazy. Oh, number 4 car gets around him, too. See, you don't want to, that outside line does not work.
Oh, man, we have Kyle Gammon, the number 20 car, starting to challenge Scott Freeman of the 13 car. Man, it seems like Gammon is in a whole different level of driving. His lines have been increasingly fast as we saw him overtake the number 5 car, Gregory McKnight, earlier while Timo was in 3rd. He's challenging again on the number 13, has really strong exits, takes care on his acceleration, and is right up on the bumper of the number 13 car, Scott Freeman, under pressure.
As we see Kyle Gaiman's car pretty damaged up there in the front, but he's still going to make a run at it. As he goes to the inside here, will the 20 car have enough? As that Samuel Adams, number 13 car, Scott Freeman, is damaged up as well.
Well, you saw the
and
20
we got caution.
The 20 car, you know, other than the caution, the number 20 car was able to stick his nose underneath the Scott Freeman. That really disrupts Scott Freeman's ability to get through the turn. And what Kyle Gammon's doing is ultimately setting himself up for a run into the following turn because the number 13 car is offline. It's brilliant NASCAR driving moves, and I think this Kyle Gammon, though his 20 plate shows that he shouldn't be as good as he is, he might be the dark horse today. Let's keep an eye on him. 13 cars in.
Yep, and we see a lot of people pitting now as we had a caution.
No, I don't see Timo. Timo's just entering the pit now. Good news is he's still on pace on the same the lead lap. This pit might change things. I'm going to keep an eye on him and just see how long his pit exchange is going to be.
Yep, and we don't want to miss any action here, folks, so I'm going to set up a really nice camera. We're going to throw one of our interns up in a balloon and see if he can't get the widest angle possible. We've only lost 3 interns this week so far, but we got plenty more, as they're willing to risk their lives for these great camera views for you, so hopefully we don't miss any of the action here as we see all the cars filtering out through pit lane, through the pace lap, and they're just everywhere.
Malone, great news. Timo's already out. He did not get lapped on yellow flag caution. It looks like he opted not to do any repairs, so apparently his drivability of the car is still good. He's out and should be around 20th place. And if I could make a request for our interns, by the way, could we get an intern down on the ground, like right on the apex turn, so we can watch the cars fly by like they do in the NASCAR broadcast at some point, please?
That's not a bad idea, as we got interns to spare.
Oh, Timo's back into the pits. There must have been miscommunication with his pit crew. Maybe didn't take gas or something. I don't know, but he's back in.
Yep, that's right. Maybe the car wasn't driving quite right, or they misjudged the wedge adjustment, but he's going to get back out there as soon as he can.
A lot of times drivers will do required repairs, obviously, and then milk some of the optional repairs, but not doing it all just to get to the point where the car is drivable. Timo might have been doing that strategy, found that the repairs did not do enough of difference, and so he's back in the pits.
Yep, that's right, as we're just following along the number 6 car, Brendan Feizine, running first, and he's going to try to get a really good start here.
Timo back out. Man, that was seconds he was in there. I don't know what's going on.
Maybe he's just trying to work on some of his damages. He didn't want to go to lap down, so he gets out ahead of the pace car, and he's going to try to get filtered out there. As the pace car is off, and we're going to go green flag racing as the number 6 car. Brandon Feizine gets him going here. He's in that Ford Fusion. It's Ford versus Chevy, folks. Number 6, number 3 car, green flag racing. 74 laps here done at the STP 500, brought to you by Grip TV, as they get a clean go-ahead there. Number 6 car looking good.
Familiar fight, Kyle Gammon and Gregory McKnight, both in there. Kyle Gammon forced Gregory McKnight out wide. That's the number 5 car. And, man, this Kyle Gammon sitting in 3rd place, challenging Santino Furici, the GT3 driver. And this unfamiliar guy, Brandon Findyson. Have you seen much of him at all, Malone?
Not too familiar with him, although he's making a name for himself right here. As we're following just on the gearbox of Darren McKenzie with that Travis Morgan guy with that beat-up Ford Fusion getting extremely close. And they're all filtering out here, folks, as we get some crazy camera angles.
Kyle Gammon broke late, ended up going high into the apex as a response to Santino Furici. Had a bit of oversteer as he was exiting turn 1. Could be Furici has already burned through his tires, tire management critical, but Kyle Gammon getting back into pace. It's going to be challenging Furici here. Things could get interesting in the front of the pack.
That's right, and we see Gregory McKnight. He has led 27 laps here. He's back in 4th place. And number 12 car, extremely close to number 28 car. Holy cow, that could have been a wreck, folks. As number 12 DeWalt car gets on by 28 there, trying to create a gap.
Also, Gregory McKnight, number 5
and we got a wreck,
car.
number 10 car, sideways, and we got the caution, and I did catch that. As we try to take a look at the replay.
All right, so under your strategy, this means Timo will go in again, take a couple bit of repairs before he gets lapped, right? Is that kind of the thinking here?
If he's got any damage, he's going to want to get that fixed up. As we see a replay, the number 10 car. Let's see what exactly happened here. That's James Minto, and the number 10 car running 21st place at the time of this incident. And we're going to take a look, as I did see him sideways. He gets loose coming out of turn 3. And that'll do it. You get a backwards car on the track, and the caution will definitely come out. So that's what happened there, as he's in the pits right now.
Group TV, original member, founding member Jimmy B checking in, and he's saying that Timo has over 14 minutes of repairs. Ooh.
And so every single chance he gets, he's coming in now, and every single chance he gets, he's going to want to bring it on in for try to get as much damage repaired. And he's going to be hoping for a bunch of caution flags.
Man, that's frustrating.
As we could try to get one of our interns down there. I don't know which camera we're going to give him, but we'll give him one of them.
Timo's back out. Man, that for a guy that doesn't do much oval racing, man, that is some pretty high oval IQ right there. Managing repairs that way and making sure that he's staying out in front on the lead lap. That's pretty smart. I would have never thought of that. I'm a terrible driver.
Yep, it's really bad to go a lap down, especially with that much damage. You'd end up being 6-7 laps down. It's best to stay on the lead lap and just try to defend as best you can. as we see a couple guys coming out of the pits right now.
Timo back into the pits again.
And apparently all our interns are afraid for their lives. I thought I made it clear in the contract, but none of them want to go ahead and grab that camera. But we may mess around with it a little bit later.
I'm really excited to see Kyle Gammon's going to be back on the inside behind the leader as they double up. Santino Ferici, a very, very aggressive driver in GT3 and NASCAR, is going to be sitting on the outside. I'm going to be interested to see how Santino does this start. Or will Kyle Gammon get his nose on the inside?
All right, we put one of our interns right in the middle of the track there. Hopefully they can avoid him as we try to get the best sights and sounds. Whoop, and the pace car just ran him over. Good thing the camera is still rolling as we're going to keep it going here, folks, as we pace around.
Antonio Ferici, as they go green light racing, had a posture of no fear. Great start, 20, a little late on the gas, had a little bit of a bump by the number 4 car of Jimmy Mullis. That sets him back, gives Ferici plenty of room to get into his line. And Ferici challenging Finn Dyson as they turn around turn 2. Could it be that Ferici is going to be able to set up an overtake ability as he dips his nose on the inside of Finn Dyson? This is going to have a huge impact as he gets on the inside. Ferici on the inside of Finn Dyson as they're heading over to turn 2. Ferici able to break late too. Finn Dyson stuck on the outside. Looks like Kyle Gammon's going to get a sniff of this. Can he take advantage of this as they go back over to turn 1? Finn Dyson still stuck on the outside, wasn't able to get on the inside. Kyle Gammon able to get the pass. Finn Dyson, since the start of the yellow flag, is now back in 3rd place. Finally got it back into line, will be able to get on the inside. Now it's up to Ferici and Gammon. Gammon, the number 20 car, Dark Horse, has had a solid race so far. Ferici, however, has been kind of inconsistent. Was in the back of the pack, front of the pack, side of the pack, and finally out front, getting some laps led. Ferici, again, an extremely aggressive driver in GT3 racing. Something to get feared. Kyle Gammon, oversteer. Yeah, broke late, hit the wall on the outside, but things look okay. However, he lost quite a bit of positions, is now back by the number 5 car.
And he's going for it. He tried to make that outside line work there.
Yeah, Kyle Gammon has a lot of confidence in his car right now. It's unbelievable. But he's going to have to fight back again with the number 4 car, Jimmy Mullis, and the number 5 car, Gregory McKnight. And that battle's been pursuing all day between McKnight and Gammon. Ferici, very solid. Gammon back on the outside again.
20 car, yep. Having some issues. He might burn his tires off by now as he's coming into the pits.
Yeah, jeez. Man, things change so quick here.
Yeah, you can say that again as we got 91 laps here, and we've seen just about everything.
Gregory McKnight challenging Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson's back in 2nd since the number 20 car had his mishaps. The 5 car also defend against Jimmy Mullis. Jimmy Mullis was trying to get it, or force him on the outside to take the inside away. Finn Dyson able to hold off McKnight, but McKnight had a look at him on turn 1. Was going to set up turn 2 if Mullis would have stayed out of his rear bumper. Meanwhile, Ferrucci is far running away with this bad boy, and Finn Dyson's just trying to get himself some room so he can get a fast lap going. McKnight on the bumper of Finn Dyson. Looks like he's going to be able to challenge again. He's on the inside. Can he get his nose down? Yes, and he actually had the pass on the entry. Finn Dyson stuck back on the outside again. He has a trouble staying on the inside line. What is with this? He's dropping down more places as McKnight is on his way to challenge Ferici. Mullis, meanwhile, is also to get by Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson is really hurting when he gets stuck on the outside. He's too friendly, allowing guys to stick their nose on the inside of his car down the straights. Something for Finn Dyson to work on, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about consistency here. These guys, I know some of these guys are really hard on the brakes. They're able to control it, but you got to be consistent. You got to have a lot of throttle coming out And these guys got something to prove. They want to get up on the back bumper, even though if they can't make a pass, they just want to make their presence known. As the 28 car goes to the inside at number 6.
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to make a hold.
Finn Dyson is something. He's in his own head at this point. The 28 car comes out of nowhere, by the way, and overtakes Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson's just really not racing his line anymore. He's completely frustrated, it looks like, because even the 21 car is starting to challenge him, or 12 car.
And 27 car XW Bell getting real loose there. Almost gets into the number 7 car. Holy cow, he could have caused a wreck there, but he keeps it going.
Ferrucci coming on lap traffic. This could have an impact. It may open the door for McKnight to catch up, as he's 1 second behind. And for some reason, I just suddenly woke up, coffee's kicking in, and I can actually formulate words now. Woo-hoo!
And that's our very own SuperDioMiro getting past there by the leaders. Good thing he got it out of the way. As Gregory McKnight now has to navigate around Timo.
I can't even imagine what it's like to be a lap down in this race and try to put a race back together. It seems like it's a gauntlet of a challenge. Number 4 car's got a run on McKnight. Can he make something happen over in turn 1? He does. McKnight goes wide because Malone was able to stick his nose in it. 4 car still not able to make it stick. However, coming out of turn 2, they're side by side, McKnight and Mullis, heading down to turn 1.
Still going 2 by 2.
Yeah, this exchange is good. I don't know how McKnight.
Wrecking.
That's oversteer. Yeah, that was bound to happen. McKnight, somehow faster than Mullen on the outside, was burning through his tires extremely fast, got oversteered as he hopped on the gas late and hard, and that could ruin their race day is over, apparently.
Yeah, it looks like the number 4 car got a little loose, got up into the 5 car, and away they went. Good thing they're on the left side of the track there. So unfortunate, another incident there is Timo, I would imagine, is going to want to go ahead and get some more damage fixed. As he doesn't, he stays out.
Leaders are in right now. Santino Ferrucci, he's probably staying out so he can get his lap back. Ferrucci's in. Ferrucci having a solid segment there. Brandon Finn Dyson, who was our leader, fell back to 3rd. Would have been far worse if it wasn't for McKnight and Mullen getting into an accident. Finn Dyson needs to find himself again.
And we're going to have a new leader. We got the number 1 car of Azano out there. He's led a lap as he gets out in front. Probably got some old tires on there. Was unable to make a wing adjustment or a wedge adjustment because he didn't pit. Maybe something he's talking with some people about. As Timo heading his way out of the pits. Or into the
Frustration. Frustration is starting to boil even higher. The pressure's starting to mount, and this is going to explode. People are going to start taking cheap shots at each other. There's a lot of communication amongst drivers. Alex W. Bell said, you wrecked me, gave me 4X. I didn't wreck you, did what you did to me. So a lot of communication amongst drivers now. You're going to see some of the politics start to play out here in NASCAR.
Yep, it's a long race, and these guys start to get a little chippy, especially if some net code comes in the issue, and it's really no one's fault. They just start blaming somebody. But hopefully they can keep it cordial, as we got a guy just stopped right on the. There's some guy just stopped right on the track. As they're getting lined up, we're going to be going back green flag racing, and we got about 150 laps left here at Martinsville. Thanks for joining in on it, everybody. And we might be able to get a word in with Timo as he's trying to get that damage fixed. Hey, Timo, you got a copy up in the booth?
Yep.
Well, Timo, I see you trying to work on some of your damage there. How much, what are we looking like here as far as damage-wise?
I've got optional repairs, 30 minutes. So, yeah, but the car is steering horrible, especially out of the corners.
And tell us a little bit about the start of the race and what happened there. We saw the 9 car as we go green flag racing. And,
Lightning
good
fast
luck.
start by Ferrucci. Van Dyson, second place somehow. So pit strategy rewards him. Ferrucci had the start of the day so far, putting Van Dyson over 0.6 seconds
and
back.
We got another caution.
So that was pointless.
These guys are really pushing hard here.
Van Dyson, weak on the outside starts. Ferrucci, extremely strong on the inside start. You would almost think that you'd want the leader on the outside and the second place man to be on the inside for fairness sake. But that's just me criticizing NASCAR.
And we saw what happened there is Alex Bell gets around. He's in the number 27 car and gets into somebody, and that definitely will bring out the caution. I don't know what's with these guys. Maybe it's too early and they've had a little bit too much coffee, but they're just being overly aggressive here. As,
when you that's what happens when you start to race drivers. You start to brake later and later and later and accelerate harder and harder and harder just to try to gain on the driver, and the next thing you know, you become a reckless weapon. Funny part is you actually slow yourself down for the most part. For example, look at the number 20 car, Kyle Gammon, who was once the high flyer in the lead, challenging everybody, is now 5 laps back, and that's because he couldn't manage his race.
And I think the big winner so far is Brandon H. Thomas. He's been able to pick up 20 positions here since the start of the race.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can do being conservative. You just sneak your way up the standings without taking on too much risk. It's a safe bet. And a lot of these guys, when you get up into the top pack, are worrying about, jockeying for positions, and you can sneak your way into that mix without a problem, without even being noticed for that fact, for the matter of fact.
So they're going to take another couple laps around, and we're going to try to get a pretty long green flag stint here, but Martinsville has proven to be not so kind to these drivers.
So, front of the pack on the start, Ferrucci, Van Dyson on the outside. Will Van Dyson be able to answer to Ferrucci's stunning start at the beginning here? Ferrucci is just, man, he's on top of his game.
All right, Judson, will you call this green flag?
You got it. Dark horse Jeffrey Morissette on the inside could challenge Van Dyson. Van Dyson doesn't like being on the outside as they're doubling up here. Looks like we're going to go green flag. Morissette has a keen opportunity to take second here as long as he sticks to the bumper of Ferrucci. They're coming around turn 2 right now to get to green flag racing. Van Dyson postured far back from Ferrucci, not a good sign. Ferrucci goes. Man, he launches out like a rocket into turn 1. Morissette taking advantage of Van Dyson's inexperience on green light starts. Van Dyson stuck back on the outside. He could drop back considerably, but was able to form in as Jory Ribitad was able to make the pass. Number 2 cars, familiar, got wrecked earlier on in the day, is now back up amongst leaders, so things can turn around for you as long as you manage your race properly. Ferrucci racing hard as Morissette's trying to keep up. Morissette, first time in second place area, as Redfeld's challenging. Redfeld getting a run, accelerating late in 3/4 of the turn as they're coming around the start-finish line over to turn 1.
Redfeld has no front end to that car right there as he's running third place right now.
That's Martinsville for you, folks. Aero is not that important here. A bumper is more important. Redfeld did get taken out early on, we saw that. and we thought that was high hopes for Timo. Reitfeld, though, a little bit slow entering turn 1, gets on out on turn 7. As turn 7, Jeffrey Morissette has a bit of oversteer as he accelerated too hard. Nerves are starting to build up for him as he's in second place. He's starting to overthink where he is in his position. Reitfeld, can he take advantage of this? He's starting to posture himself. He just needs to stick his nose on the inside. It's going to ruin the line for Morissette as they get into the following turn. Reitfeld sticking on the inside, getting his nose down. This could be an overtake opportunity as they go too wide. Number 7, Morissette, doesn't know what to do. Friedland or Feinbessen is starting to take advantage of that too on the inside. Number 9 car challenging the number 7 car as Reitfeld takes
He's
back
stuck.
number 2 position.
Number 7 car's stuck out there. He's losing position after position. He's got to get on the inside.
Yep, that's exactly what needs to happen as Feinbessen got an overtake opportunity over Reitfeld and is in 4th place. 3rd place, 4th
And
place.
Nope, he's going to elect to the outside again. He's going to lose another position here. He had his chance to get on the inside. I don't know why he didn't take it.
It's you start to get nervous when you're up in the lead pack. So you start to you get in your own head and you start making bad decisions. And he just wanted to not get wrecked as the field is starting to push right over him. Ferrucci is generating a dominant lead though, 0.87 seconds over Jory Reitfeld. Reitfeld trying to challenge. Travin Morgan, by the way, came out of nowhere and is now in 4th place with the number 28 car as he's trying to find Feindessen. Knows Feindessen's shaky around the turns. Morgan, we could see Morgan in 3rd place.
As the number 19 car goes on the inside of the 28 and takes it.
Number 19 car of Andreas Voller has gotten up to the top 5. He's starting to make a gain as they are chasing after Feindessen. Feindessen does best when he has open driving. However, that is a rare, valuable item to get out by yourself on this track of Martinsville, but the field is thinning.
As the number 13 car goes real wide, almost into the wall there, I'm looking at the back of the field. And some of these cars are really damaged up. A lot of them are shorter than when they started, a little bit thinner than when they started, but they're going around and we got another caution.
Yep, for a little housekeeping, we have 15 cars off the lead lap. 15 cars are a lap behind or more. Okay, so all of a sudden, we have ourselves a race in the front pack with new people. Ferrucci just defending everybody. Reitfeld looks like, unless there's pits, Reitfeld could be positioned on the outside. Reitfeld has been very good at starts on the outside, so this one is going to be interesting. Ferrucci versus Reitfeld. Number 2 car and the number 3 car. Lots are pitting though.
We're just trying to get a look at what happened. The only thing that I could see was the car got a little bit wide, got into the wall, and slowed down considerably. But never went sideways or anything. As we're trying to get another look at it, yeah, he just gets up. We do have some issues in the back. The car does stop against the wall, and that's what brought out that caution, which is, I'd say that's a borderline call.
Malone, Jimmy B, doing some research of our drivers, found a website of Santino Ferrucci. It looks like he's a youth driver, taking it very serious looks like some kind of Formula car. Thank you, Jimmy. So this guy's got some serious racing chops.
Well, he's running that number 3 car and running out in the lead right now, so it's definitely someone to watch.
Malone, you're the number 1 car in my heart.
Well, thank you, Judson. And that's Judson Kane there, and he's one of our Grip TV main commentators. He's been happy enough to spend some time up in the booth with me here as we're watching the STP 500 right here on Grip TV. Don't forget to check out griptv.org. Get yourself signed up on the forums.
As the plot thickens, I do want to make note that Brandon Findyson, who was a leader for some time now, the number 9 car, will be lining up on the inside. As we know, Findyson has been solid on the inside, but however, he finds himself on the outside a lot. So this could change things for Findyson now that he's going to be set up with the inside. It's for him to mess up. Could he overtake the number 2 car of Jory Reitfeld? Reitfeld has had solid starts on the green light on the outside, but Ferrucci, man, he's been the quickest out of the green. Ferrucci. Oh, go ahead, Malone.
We see Timo Westendal, number 14 car, trying to get as much that damage fixed.
Well, you're going to see with Ferrucci what I've noticed in the last 2 green starts. A lot of guys will just jump on it right when the pace car goes off. Ferrucci will wait. In fact, he'll let the 3rd place guy get onto his rear bumper, almost hit him, hit the brakes, and that's when he accelerates. Watch this time around. They're doubling up. He'll have a real delay on his start.
We'll take a look at it as the pace car pulls off. Number 2 car getting a little excited there. And the 3 cars off.
Well, so as soon as I note that, he's just off. So it's just about creating inconsistency in the start so you can never guess what's going on. The number 2 car, though, was able to jump out. Van Dyson, yet again, another terrible start.
And they're 3 wide, 12, 28, 26 cars running 3 wide as they get filtered out there. Oh my gosh, folks. These guys don't care. They're going to go at it full force here as we're at 129 laps at 250.
Really?
Yep. Most of them coming under caution here. But as we see, that was a great start by the number 3 car, Ferrucci, as he's got a dominating lead. Jerry Reitfeld, though, with that damaged up number 2 car, he looks like he hasn't even lost any pace as he's going to keep it going there. Running single file.
Malone, I'm going to let you take this segment. I got to take a pit stop of my own.
All right, Judson, if you're heading down to the concession stand, get me some popcorn and a lemonade. As we're just following along with the 2nd place. And we got a battle for 3rd place as number 6 car, Brandon Feinstein, trying to hold off number 23 and Nelson. And we'll see what has the 19 car makes a surge. Holy crapola. He's into the back of number 23 car, Paul Nelson. As we see Andres Voller, number 19 car, pressuring Paul. Can he take it? As Paul A. Nelson doesn't even have a front end of this Chevy. Andreas into the inside, just looking. And we got a caution. And we're going to try to look at what happened here at Martinsville. And we got another caution flag, folks. As they were coming around, somebody must have got sideways. Somebody must have got hit. Something bad just happened, folks, and we're going to try to find it as they're coming around. I don't see anything yet. This instant replay brought to you by Grip TV.
Leaders are in.
And not sure what happened. We get a guy that goes real wide there. All right, so nothing happened, and they threw the caution flag.
That was a
Amazing.
Judson pit stop yellow flag. Didn't want me to miss any action, apparently.
Not too sure how the admins are controlling this, but a lot of weird caution flags. That's right, folks. We're here in Martinsville, and it's a very nice 67 degrees out. I'd say that's hoodie weather, and track temperature 93 degrees. These guys are having trouble.
I will say this, since we've been focusing on the leaders in the last couple of yellow flags, Timo has been able to manage his damage. He is now up to 11th place. I'm a little worried. Maruel Azano, I haven't seen him much in the lead. And then this dark horse, JC Arnold, going to be leading the way here with the 2 very fast, Ferrucci and Reitfeld, coming behind. This will be nerve-wracking.
As we see Timo coming into the pits again, trying to get as much of that damage fixed. He was up to the 13th position, still on the lead lap, folks, and he said he had over 30 minutes of optional repairs, and the car's definitely having trouble steering. But so he's going to pull it on in there.
He was up to 11th.
He was up to 11th. Excuse me. Wow, and it's just that's amazing. Just
But
to be
it's
on
like,
the lead lap, it's amazing.
yeah, but that's exactly it. Timo, I mean, it's just that he's managing this, and you never know. Number 2 car, we thought his race was over. Reitfeld's up in 2nd place, and the way that Timo's managing this, he's just allowing these other drivers to really screw themselves up, and he's just staying in it. We will. I mean, he has quite a bit of hope of making a lot of progress here.
Alrighty then, as they're trying to get caught up here.
All right, so things flattened out. Farici, Reitfeld on the outside, Farici on the inside. They're getting ready for green light racing. How is Farici going to do to start this time? Is he going to hold up? He does, big time. Look at this hold up.
Oh, wow.
But Reitfeld saw that, expected it, accelerated with him. Though high on the outside, opening the door for Fine Dyson. Fine Dyson on the inside is able to go side by side with Reitfeld. They're going into the corner. Will Fine Dyson stick the lead here on the second? Yes, he does. The number 2 car, Reitfeld, starting to fall behind. He needs to fall in the line so he can get back on the inside. Reitfeld has no problem screwing with Fine Dyson as he does here. Turn 1, Fine Dyson back on the outside. Reitfeld somehow got his nose on the inside. And they're exchanging and jockeying for places here, folks.
Yep, beautiful showing by the number 2 car as Brandon is, and we got a guy wide. 2 guys are really wide. Number 7 car, number 23 car, hard on the brakes, wasn't enough, got wide, and we got a caution flag, folks.
This is why this is so different than road course racing. Sure, everybody can say, you know, the whole left turns all the time, whatever, short tracks, whatever. But it really, this kind of racing comes down to how you manage the traffic. Van Dyson is just getting taken to school by these other drivers because he's not staying aware of the, you know, where the other drivers are on him. He's allowing guys to stick their nose on the inside, forcing them on the outside, and he can't put together a lap time, even though he has the fastest qualifying lap. So this is where it comes down to, how do you do traffic management? How can you get very self-centered, selfish, and ensure that you can protect the position that you're in? Van Dyson really needs to figure that out if he wants any hope at the podium.
All right, so even when the green flag went, there's a guy that went really slow, and that's what caused it. Wow. iRacing is going to have to work on their algorithms for these damn caution flags, because I don't see any problem that why this shouldn't have kept going green. As a couple guys got slowed down, a couple guys went wide.
There's a guy up on the track on turn 2, sideways.
Unbelievable. I think they need to work on some of these short track stuff. Let these guys really race it out. I think that'd be better.
All right, communication amongst drivers. Carl Stang, was that really the way to do that? I just blew by you. Might I add, cleanly. So, politics thickening. It's brewing.
Some chippiness going on out there. These drivers are pretty chippy here.
Yeah, this is like how you brew, you know, you let the fine scotch sit for 13 years to ferment. That's what the anger's doing right here, folks.
And I know these pace laps can be pretty frustrating. These guys just want to get out there and run some green flag racing, and I think that adds to it when you're pacing around here and
Oh, certainly.
you're just thinking about stuff, and things can get to you. So as we're just going through the field here, I see a lot of people with damage. I'd say 3 out of 4 cars I look at, they got a little bit of damage. As we're just cycling through the field, Timo obviously with some major damage there. Let's try to get a better look at it. Oh yeah, huge damage on the right side there.
I don't understand the drivers that have paint jobs of their college. Like, I saw Michigan Wolverines won in a truck race that Timo was in. Now I saw Tennessee Volunteers. Is that just me, or do other people enjoy that kind of thing?
I don't know any colleges that have NASCAR racing, but as the pace car pulls off, they're going to go green flag racing here. Some people are pretty proud of their colleges and where they got their masters and degrees. Not really sure, as we're about to go green flag racing. Take it away, Judson.
Ferrucci jumping at about normal pace. The number 2 of Reitveld was not expecting that. Friedland, Finn Dyson is on the inside. Reitveld trying to find his position into the thing so he can get on the inside. Voller starting to look too. Wow, Reitveld deciding to stay on the outside line and drive himself right around Finn Dyson, but Finn Dyson answers. That's not going to work for him. The number 7 car of Voller is in the mix as Reitveld goes back on the outside lap. Still maintaining pace though, not quite sure how that works. Ferrucci running away with it meanwhile. Finn Dyson in his line has open racing. He can start making a run toward Ferrucci. Reitveld is going to have to do some traffic management as Morissette, the number 7 car, Jeffrey Morissette, is starting to jump behind him. Though Reitveld getting on the inside finally has some clear racing as well. There's a tap on the outside of turn 1. There's a guy that went around, was not being hit, but was responding off brakes. We got yellow flag
That's
again.
the number 23 car. Went around, did about 2 360s there. Let's take another look at it. As the number 12 car gets deep on the inside grass, hits the 19, and they start checking up. 26 gets into the number 23 because of the checkup and spins him around, and that'll bring out the caution.
Well, it's going to get even worse. Ferrucci fakes him out. Ferrucci almost goes into the pit, fakes out. And Friedland and Reitveld tried to follow in, but saw the tricks and stayed out.
We're going to take a look at that crazy fake out here as we're watching Santinio Ferrucci goes hard into the pits, brings it back out. Oh, and the number 2 car, I think, is who really faked out the other guys, but some interesting mind games here as we see our very own Timo Westendahl heading on into the pits now, running 7th place before his pit stop here.
Yeah, and we're gonna find Finn Dyson on the outside at the start here. Finn Dyson does not like being on the outside. He just wants to be cool and in with it. Reitveld on the inside, very fast. He's going to be sitting right behind Ferrucci. If Ferrucci does the delayed start like he has been doing, I could see Reitveld responding appropriately. He's been really on it with Ferrucci.
Well, as we've seen with these restarts, it's mind games, and you really got to get off to a good start. You got to really be watching the guy to the next to you, see what he's doing, and because you don't want to get caught up in any incidents. You just want to get out there in the clean air and try to run some laps and wait till the next caution comes out. So it's really important for these guys. They really want to get out in the lead.
Yeah, and I really am admiring what Ferrucci's doing. He's attacking the psyche of these drivers. He's changing up how he does his starts on the green flag off paces. He's faking out drivers into the pits. He's just keeping things so inconsistent so that the drivers behind him are kind of left guessing what's going to happen. And that is extremely effective over at Martinsville. Something to take away for your own racing. They're doubling up here. Or Ferrucci's just, I don't know what he's doing. Or Finn Dyson, I mean.
Yeah, he's really lagging back there as he may try to take a run at it here. We'll see. As we got 155 laps in the books here at Martinsville. Thanks for joining everybody on this Grip TV broadcast as that pace car is going to be pulling off very shortly, and we're going to go back to green flag racing.
Yep, they're doubling up. Finally. Okay, Ferrucci on the inside, Finn Dyson on the outside, Reitveld right behind him, McKenzie, Dark Horse, Azano. Here they go. He got to run. Ferrucci got to run on the inside. He changed up his line as he was coming around turn 2. He's rocketed away to turn 1. Number 2 car, Reitveld, left Finn Dyson in the dust. Finn Dyson able to get back on the inside. Finn Dyson now has to manage McKenzie. McKenzie has been doing some gains, but is quite a bit back. Finn Dyson is only focused on the number 2 car, the rear bumper of Reitveld. Reitveld chasing after Ferrucci as well. Things was rather clean on this start here as Ferrucci did this super late turn into turn 2, was able to rock it out as the other drivers were kind of waiting to hit the gas pedal.
Yep, we got some action in the back as they go a little bit too wide there, but mostly they've all filtered out here. And hopefully we can get some green flag racing in, as we do have a couple guys in the pits, may stir things up a little bit. As we got a slide.
Oh! Ferrucci, oversteer. He caught it, though.
He caught it. He caught it.
Right
Great
belt.
save.
Right belt takes the lead. Van Dyson on the inside. Ferrucci not having much of it. Holy cow, the number 12 car, McKenzie, dipped on the inside, almost hit Ferrucci as Ferrucci is trying to get jockey for a position. He hit the outside wall. McKenzie on the inside takes third place. Ferrucci trying to gather himself. I don't know, man. That's going to be tough to do. Now it's Van Dyson and right belt.
Issues with the number 1 car as Zano's losing a bunch of positions. Not sure what happened to him as he lost a bunch of spots there. Holy cow, folks.
Yeah. Oh, man, things can change. Tire temperature, is that right? We're in Ferrucci's on the outside again, oversteer. He's back on the outside.
Oh, no, he's not going to catch it this time, and he's into the wall.
Do we have a yellow flag, though? I don't know. I'm confused.
Yellow flag is out. Yellow flag is out. He did spin it around.
Man, and he had an entertaining management of the lead this whole race, and how does he just blow it like that? That is anger. That's anger right there. He just jumped on it. I mean, it was just a clear mistake of him just hopping on the throttle because he's frustrated. Guaranteed. That's what it is. Case closed.
Yep, case closed. As that's
belt.
the number 3 car that did spin it around there. And we're going to take a look as he had some trouble recovering there. Looks like he's just barreling into the turn there, just going way too hot, gets it turned around. Doesn't save it this time as he's into the wall.
Yeah, and he had clean racing this entire time. He hasn't been used to cars starting to overtake him, so how often has he been on the outside? So he's been sitting here fighting, just trying to get back into his rhythm, and these other cars are just jumping all over him, so of course he's going to be frustrated and make mistakes.
But you have to figure that we got about just shy of 100 more laps to go here for the STP 500, and you got to pick your spots. Got to be a little patient. You know that yellow flag will be coming out at some time. Be able to get new tires and stuff. I know the aggression runs is pretty high here. You don't want to lose any positions, and so these guys are fighting it out, battling out, trying to go. I can't believe how hot he went into that turn. Must have missed his braking point. Maybe he was texting somebody. Don't text and drive, folks. Don't get distracted. His braking points will come up on you quickly.
So,
a couple
Malone,
guys pitting. Yep.
Do you have any opinions on who you think is going to take this one?
Who the hell knows? It looks like a crapshoot to me as we got a caution flag every 3 laps, and it's just all about pit strategy and getting out in front. Hell, I wouldn't even take tires at this point. I'd just stay out in front and see if you can just dodge all the wrecks because you don't even get a chance to get up to speed. As we've seen a pretty dirty race here. I don't know if these guys have been drinking earlier or something. I'm drinking a lemonade. It's not a hard lemonade, but hopefully these guys stayed away from the booze, as I don't know really what's going on out there. A lot of chippiness.
I would judge you if you were drinking Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah, I would too. Don't worry, folks. Just straight up lemonade, fresh squeezed. At this rate, you're right. Showstoppers checking in. We are. This is live right here on Grip TVs. We got a guy sideways on the pace lap, number 22. That's going to delay the green as he tries to get it turned around. I think he was looking in the glove box for something, but gets it on out there. It looks like Timo might be able to get his full half hour of damage fixed here. No problem.
Wait, he hasn't done that already?
So, interesting race here. I know we're kind of noobs to the oval side, and if this is anything like the oval races, sorry to say, but count me out. I know the short tracks are fun.
All right, we're doubled
race
up.
Clean.
Reitfeld on the inside, Van Dyson on the outside. Here we go for another start. How's Reitfeld going to do a start here? We haven't seen it. Reitfeld rockets away. He doesn't waste any time as the number 12 car, Darren McKenzie, falls in line behind Van Dyson. I thought he'd be more aggressive. We have a car wide, number 25, 26, Brandon H. Thomas, first time up in the leader pack. Travis Morgeson on the inside of the number 12 car. Darren McKenzie, Brandon Van Dyson managing the traffic just fine. There's a battle between Brandon H. or McKnight. McKnight, we know him. He was early on in the leadership group. McKnight and McKenzie. McKenzie opting to stay on the inside. Or outside. McKnight on the inside. McKnight getting some room. Now he's going to challenge on Dyson. It's amazing how what happens when you pull away, but when you put together a consistent lap, you can really run away with it. It all comes down to how you put down the two-turn combo. McKnight on the bumper of Finn Dyson. McKnight could start to challenge Finn Dyson. All he needs to do is put his nose on the inside as he's representing Canada.
Yep, he's got that Pepsi Ford Fusion number 5 car, Gregory McKnight, all over the back bumper of Brandon Friesen. And that's we got another caution flag, folks.
Oh my God.
Let's try to take a look at what happened there, as the admins haven't been given any slack at all.
Dude, actually, to be honest with you, the leaders' names are kind of nice. They just roll off your tongue, so I'm going to just be saying them a lot because in GT3 racing, they're just terrible. Leaders are in.
And nothing happened yet once again to bring out this caution flag. You have to wonder if bugs snuck into iRacing. Not too sure. There were some updates recently.
McKnight stayed out, by the way. Leaders are in. McKnight taking over the lead. Bugs and iRacing, Malone, you were saying.
Yep, just a little disappointed that these guys can't keep it clean, and it seems like any type of incident will bring out the yellow flag. Seems like they'd let them fight it out a little more. Not too sure what's going on, but it's all about the final checkered flag, as these guys are trying to get positioned up. It's a game of positioning out there, as most of the race has been under caution, folks. As we see all the tire scrubs out there, all the thrashes around, all the wrecks, all the paint going. Hopefully they can get all that debris picked up in time to go green flag racing here. As we see James Wilms, you know him as X-Mazia on Twitch. I would imagine he's streaming this right now. Go check out his in-car view, and he's running 3rd place, number 15 car, James Wilms. As Timo coming into the pits right behind the number 26 car. He's going to get even more of that damage fixed. So really, in the grand scheme of things, this type of race here with as many caution flags as we've seen may not be a bad thing for Timo, as he's doing his pit strategy just fine, keeping on the lead lap and sticking with it out there in that real damage.
He's licking his lips.
Yep, he's licking his lips, because by the end of this race, guess what, folks? He's going to have a 100% car, and he's going to try to get that Ford Fusion out there and try to get a podium for us right here on Grip TV. And they're coming around for another pace lap, folks, at a blistering 55 miles per hour. You can't even see what's going on then. We got a big crowd here in Martinsville. Look at the crowd. They're looking good out there. Got their popcorn and beer.
Further comments on Timo staying on the lead lap. 17 cars are now off the lead lap. 17 cars of the 30-car field. How does Timo manage to stay on top? I have no freaking clue.
He knows what he's doing out there. He's an experienced oval racer, as the pace car is pulling off, Judson.
Okay, McKnight on the inside, Morissette on the outside. These two unfamiliars in the start as McKnight jumps out. He had earlier in the race he was in the lead, and he knows what to do with the lead, apparently. James Wilms of the number 15 car, who I didn't even know was in this race, somehow is in 2nd place. Showed up for the race as Morissette's falling behind. Richard Schwint, another unknown. The names have just gotten tougher, folks. These unfamiliars are now taking over the lead of this race. Fantastic.
They were going 3 wide back there for 7, 8, 9 place there, as number 12
car.
Oh,
we got oversteer. We got oversteer in turn 1.
And caution's not out yet as we go green flag racing.
Caught it. Yeah,
he saved it.
They went too wide, broke late, and car blowing. There's a car blowing in pit.
As Timo, number 14 car, trying to battle off the number 26 car, as he's still out there running 12th place.
Brandon Finn Dyson on his way back up as he's gotten up to 5th. Both Finn Dyson and Wrightfield, 5th and 6th, went through the pit. Leaders have not gone through a pit. They are charging now.
Let's see if this number 16 car, Richard Schwink, can make the outside work. He's going to tuck it in maybe. Maybe some of these guys are getting different strategies. 16 car is backing off a little bit as that 12 car is looking to the inside.
Yeah, that's an interesting strategy for the number 16 car. Though I would speculate, is it a strategy or is he just going with it? Because he hit the wall.
16 car going real wide there. That line's not going to work. He gets off into the wall. And we're going to keep it going here. Green flag racing as we got 180 laps in the books.
Another interesting one is Morset, leader, number 3rd place car. Morset, number 7 car, is challenging James Wilms. Wilms be able to defend himself off. Just behind that, we have Reitfeld and Van Dyson battling back. Those two are charging hard. The Wilms, though, handling himself nicely, especially with a damaged rear bumper. I don't know if that was done by Morset, but Morset is trying to put something together against him. Could he take 2nd place?
Well, I know from watching James myself, he's a very experienced oval racer, and he knows what he's doing out there. As we got another caution flag, folks, as we try to take a look at what happened. Oh, what could it be this time? As we try to take a look, could it be a car going too slow? Nope, it was a sideways car. And it looks like the number 23 car got spun around, so we're going to try to take a look at that.
Hey, Malone, guess what? Apparently, our very own Jimmy Broadbent will be competing in his F1 league. I believe it's the 97s here today. About an hour and a half from now. Go check him out at Jimmy B. Jimmy, the Stinging Bee Broadbent, has had a hell of a campaign in Formula 1 97s. Very proud to have him on my team and to watch him in these Formula 1s. It's absolutely stunning to watch these guys rip it around. That should be on at 7 p.m. GMT, 97 Formula 1 League, Jimmy B, the Stinging Bee.
That's right. There's a lot of exciting things going on today. It being Saturday, as we see the lucky dog go right through the pace car there. Yep, we got Jimmy's event going on, and don't miss later on if you guys want to participate in the league race. We got the Drive League race coming up today at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Practice opens then. The race to follow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. The final race in Season 1 of Drive. So you don't want to miss that. We're running the Ford GTs, the Porsches, the Corvettes, and the McLarens at Watkins Glen Classic. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be fast. We're gonna have a lot of fun. So I hope to see y'all out there. Once again, the league session opens at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will be there in my Ford GT, trying to pick up some draft on some Porsches and show them what I got. So that ought to be fun. I hope y'all join us.
Malone preaching the gospel of speed. It's going to be a familiar start again. Gregory McKnight in first. On the inside, we're going to have Brandon Van Dyson. Let's hope he keeps it on the inside. Or on the outside, excuse me, Van Dyson. He does not like the outside. And then Reitfeld back on the inside. So these two guys have been consistently on the front. It's basically theirs to have unless they mess up because they have been high-flying fast. Following that is Darren McKenzie, who's kept his nose in this in the top leader group, and Andreas Voller, who's been in and out. Be interesting to see if those two can challenge Reitfeld and Van Dyson as they've been battling back and forth. But the number one question is, can Gregory McKnight run away with this one once we go green flag racing, have a tremendous start like he did before? The Canadian is showing that he can be fast.
That's right. McKnight with a I rating of 1,776. Feinstein with an I rating of 1,761. So these guys are really battling out. And here we go.
McKnight jumping right onto the last part of the corner of turn 2 has a nice run. Reitfeld gaining a huge speed is getting attached to McKnight's back bumper. I'm starting to stumble with my words as Van Dyson's trying to catch up with McKnight. There's a gaggle behind Van Dyson. Too wide as they're going in. That looks like the number 19 car of Andreas Voller and Brandon H. Thomas going too wide through turn 2 as, oh my gosh, Reitfeld is onto the bumper of Gregory McKnight. Reitfeld, seeing red, is going to be challenging McKnight heavily. Can Reitfeld get into the inside of McKnight and disrupt his path? It looks like it's going to be quite the challenge. Further back on down is McKenzie. McKenzie and Bowler now challenging. Williams in the mix.
Oh, and we
Number
19
12
sideways.
Out 19. Yep, Bowler. Bowler around, got touched and helped by Darren McKenzie. McKenzie, who's been in the leadership group, just pulled a little bit of a dirty move, or just couldn't handle his speed, and yeah, took out Bowler. Tough luck for Bowler.
Yep, and as we saw, the number 12 car get right into the back of the number 19 car. Unfortunate there.
Okay, so actually, this is an interesting one. Further information about this Formula One race and coming up later after this race. Jimmy Broadbent is second place in the championship. They're at Silverstone, so this is kind of an iconic race as far as Formula One is concerned. It's round 5, and it looks like qualifying starts at 8 p.m. General Mountain or GMT. Race at 8:40. Can Jimmy take the championship? It looks like the champion himself, who's in the leader, is absent from this race, so Jimmy really has an opportunity to represent here. I'm going to be watching that one, probably while I'm driving in the Drive League, trying to secure my first win as a Corvette driver.
As we see Timo bringing it into the pits, he's going to take at least right side tires there and try to get even more damage fixed. I wonder how much we could try to get a talk with him and see how much damage he's got left.
Yeah.
Hey, Timo, you got a copy? It's Matt and Jetson up in the booth.
Yeah.
Hey, just see you in there. Keep it on the lead lap, doing very well. And how much damage you got left?
10 minutes now, and I've just dropped it below 10.
Very nice. If you've been able to keep it on the lead lap, you're doing awesome out there. Keep it up, as you definitely know exactly where that pace car is coming around, so you can get out in front of it. How much damage have you, on average, have you been able to get fixed during these caution laps?
One pit stop is about 17 seconds.
Jeez.
As he's pulling it in again there. Pretty good strategy out there. Well, good luck in the rest of the race, and keep it on the lead lap.
Gentlemen, Ferrucci, that leader who was dominant for the mid portion of this race, is completely out of the race. He's 7 laps down, decided to give up. It looks like Timo's pit strategy on doing the repairs and sticking with it really could pay huge dividends for him. So Timo, keep it up. You could be right in the front. No problem.
Thank you.
All right, well, check back in with you again, Timo, later on in the race. Good luck. And we see them coming around. They're getting all lined up here, going to get doubled up, and we're going to go back to Green Flag Racing here, STP 500, right here on Grip TV. If you guys don't know about it, griptv.org is your #1 place to join the community that we got going here. Get yourself involved, get yourself posting stuff on the forums. We got photo finishes, wrecks, all that good stuff. See some videos, past races. Go ahead and head on over and give us your suggestions and your thoughts and comments as we keep it going here for the STP 500 right here on iRacing, as we're coming up to about 55 laps to go here. And the pace car is off. Take it away, Jetson.
The high-flying Canadian, McKnight on the inside, Reitfeld on the outside, Findeisen right behind the leader, and McKnight jumping away with the exact same start as he did before. Reitfeld already knew what was going on, was able to pass. Findeisen caught sleeping. Findeisen is late on his line and is back on the outside. Reitfeld making a charge. Findeisen's going to be into some trouble as James Wilms, the number 15 car, is starting to attach to his bumper. It looks like this is the most intriguing part of the race as far as the leaders go. Wilms, a little late on the gas, had to lay off. Now that gives Findeisen an opportunity
And we got a
to
caution.
run away. Oh, God.
And something bad just happened, folks, and we're going to try to take a look at it.
Meanwhile, Big Gun Nip checking in.
And trying to take a look at what happened from a bird's eye view. Nothing happened. Nothing happened here, folks. They just like to throw that yellow flag every once in a while just to frustrate these drivers even further. Not too sure what's going on here.
Maybe it's my narrative that was turning into a wreck. That's what caused the yellow flag.
Not too sure what happened, as these guys are going to get lined up again. And I would imagine that pace car is going to have to go to the gas station here soon, get fueled up, because he's been out there. He's probably ran just as many laps as these guys. So yeah, we're looking back at the replay, and nothing happened, and they threw the caution flag. Maybe maybe he dropped the caution flag on the tractor, or somebody threw a hot dog wrapper down there or something, had some debris. Not sure, but we go back live, and they're pacing around at blistering 55 miles an hour. His Timo's going to go get some more damage fixed and head on out there to stay in the lead lap.
Yeah, as much as this frustrates our fans, Timo is really enjoying this. It's really panning out for him.
That's right. He's pretty familiar with pit lane now. He knows all the ins and outs and knows exactly where his pit stall is. He has no trouble getting in and out of there now, and yeah, we see him heading in now. And we've almost hit the 200 lap mark here, folks, right here for the STP 500. As Timo's hood is still pretty damaged up there. Hopefully they can take care of it. It's a great stop. He's going to sit it out. And Gregory Knight back up in the lead. He's led 56 laps here. The one driver that's led the most laps here, Gregory Knight. Brandon Feinson led 38 laps here. Pretty impressive. But Santino Ferrucci, unfortunate, he did actually lead the most laps with 85, and he's back stuck in 19th place, had some issues. So unfortunate for him. See if he can work his way back up in the field, as this one's definitely not over, folks.
Yeah, and as a correction, Ferrucci's out of his car.
Ferrucci's in his car, and it's the number 3 car with that Chevrolet SS Gen 6 looking good. What is that?
So there's that.
Guard?
Timing out over here. Sorry.
He's got that National Guard paint job on that number 3 Chevrolet. He's going to see what he can do.
They're doubling up.
Doubling up, that pace car is off. Interesting to see what kind of run this Gregory Knight's going to have.
McKnight pulling a Ferrucci, waiting, and there he goes, rockets away. Reitfeld caught sleeping this time. Dyson on the inside. Reitfeld super wide. Wilms with him. Reitfeld still wide. Something must be wrong.
Reitfeld having issues, gets caught on the outside. Darren McKenzie gets on in. As now James Wills is going wide, and he may lose a position here from the number 28 car. They're going 2 by 2. Let's see if Wilms can make the outside work as he breaks early, lets the 28 car by. And now that 19's got some plans as he gets on around the inside of James Wilms. So James Wilms dropping back there. May have some old tires there. Not sure what's going on.
Well, and he was a little disturbed. He almost went to the rear end of Andreas Bowler.
Yep, and now we got the number 10 car having a little bit of issues back in the pack as we're checking in on Timo. With 47 laps remaining here, folks, it's going to get interesting as we try to get a long green flag stint going here. As we got the number 28 car working on 26 car. Can't even make the pass. Not going to happen.
Reitfeld on the inside of the number 12 car, Darren McKenzie. Reitfeld accelerating late. They're 2 by 2 on the way out of turn 2, on the way into turn 1. Reitfeld in a keen position to take his position back and back in third. Reitfeld driving his brains out, has been at a whole different level than a lot of these drivers.
Number 12 on the outside. Is it going to be enough? His number 2 slips down in there.
7 Morissette getting a piece of it too, licking his lips is Morissette, or McKenzie stuck on the outside.
Yep, McKenzie.
Number 7 car.
So we definitely know the inside lane is definitely the place to be. Is if you go a little deep into those turns, you can end up on the outside and lose 2, 3, 4 positions even sometimes, is what we've seen today.
Yeah, without a doubt. Especially as
12's into the back. 12's into the back of the 26 car. No caution yet. Whoa, some rough riding there.
Brandon H. Thomas has been getting licks left and right as he's been in this leadership group, and he's still sticking around. It's been a good drive for him. However, other drivers have not been inspecting his bumpers.
We're going to take another look at that as Darren McKenzie goes hard into the 26 car. Luckily, the 26 car did not lose it, though. And 42 laps remain as we get a bird's eye view, and just so we don't miss out on any of the action, as they're all lined up. And looks like they're doing pretty good there. Clean racing now. We got two guys going 2x2. Someone's making a pass. As we got a smoker down in the pit lane. Something bad happened, folks. But we're still green flag racing here.
Travis Morgan starting to make a bid back onto the top again. The 28 is starting to glue himself to the number 12 of McKenzie. McKenzie running the defensive line against Morgan, knows he's there. Morgan still can't find the speed, has a bit of oversteers. He's exiting turn 2 on the throttle. You just cannot match McKenzie's exit speeds. Looks like he's struggling with a bit of understeer when he gets in the middle apex. Moving on up to Reitfeld. Reitfeld challenging Finn Dyson. Timo, I got a report from our Jimmy, who's on the track down in pit lane. Timo was the smoker, Malone. Timo was the smoker. Looks like a blown engine.
No.
He's out.
Oh no, Timo lost his engine, folks, and that's not uncommon with SuperDioMiro, as he likes to push him as hard as he can. As that is unfortunate. He's going to drop some positions there.
Reitfeld all over the bumper of Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson, of course, agitated about Reitfeld. They've been glued together for a majority of this race. Reitfeld just glancing across the rear bumper of Finn Dyson, really trying to put some pressure on there, trying to force Finn Dyson to brake late, get stuck on the outside with some understeer. Reitfeld's NASCAR IQ is highly strong, and Finn Dyson is struggling. Though, keeping separation this time around, defense looks good. Gregory McKnight, however, has been having an easy drive. Looks like he's on his way to church. Reitfeld, glancing on the inside. Finn Dyson did brake late, understeer. Back on the outside. Can number 7 of Morissette take advantage of this opportunity too? Nope. Finn Dyson was able to fall back in line. Morissette struggling to get on the bumper of Finn Dyson. He just has to put a couple of good laps together and he could overtake Finn Dyson. Morissette definitely licking his lips as he's taking an aggressive line to the inside early through turn 1.
As they're coming up to some lap traffic, let's see how Gregory
is that going
McKnight
to play in? Yeah.
see how Gregory McKnight navigates it. Is with that battle for second place and third place continue.
Oh, yeah, and Finn Dyson was touched by Morissette, it looked like. Finn Dyson had a bit of oversteer. Finn Dyson brake late. He got on the inside of the number 2 car. Reitfeld saw what was going on. And there's oversteer in the number 7 car.
And we caught that live with the number 7 car, Morissette, as he's spinning around. Let's take another look at it.
Finn Dyson had to oversteer on the entry of turn 1. Almost wrecked all of them. Morissette has to be pissed.
Well, we saw these guys battling extremely hard as that number 6 car gets a little bit loose and had to check up. That was the lap before, and he just gets on the throttle too easy, too much there, and spins it around. Good thing he didn't take anybody out, as everyone was able to get around. Very unfortunate there, but it's we're going to see some more pit stops, I would imagine. Here.
So let's check in with Timo. Timo's out of his car. Timo, blown motor.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating. Just 40 laps to go, and yeah.
Speaking of frustration, talk about the atmosphere of these drivers around here. Is frustration just high amongst all drivers with all these yellow flags, oversteer issues, repair issues?
Yeah, I think definitely if I wouldn't, I was actually happy about every caution because I got to repair my car. But if I got a fresh car and was fighting for the lead, maybe I would definitely been bored and angry about all that cautions. That's just crazy.
We did catch some of the incidences that did lead to some of the cautions, but it seemed like sometimes there wasn't any reason for a caution flag. Is that just the what seemed to happen on some of these? Was it just a slowed up car, or do you know what caused some of these caution flags?
What I actually saw is that a few cautions were caused by people running into walls, but just slowing down. Actually, there was no crash, but after they got back on the track, just the yellow flag came out. So it seems like the race director is just wants to have is very cautious.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. They're really laying down laying down the law here. I think it'd be better just to let these guys race it out, but it did work towards your strategy. And only 29, 30 laps remaining here, though. Didn't quite make it. Your temperatures must have been getting high. Must have had some damage to the front radiator, which can heat up a car real quick. So pretty unfortunate for you. I know that's not your first blown motor.
It could be that what I've heard is the NASCAR umps are on strike, similar to the NFL, and so what they did is they brought in NCAA basketball refs who love to steal the stoplight or the spotlight, and really taking the thrill out of this race.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe that guy driving that Mustang just had a tune-up or something, and he's really wanting to get out there with it, because he's gone through about two full tanks of fuel here, that pace car Mustang. So maybe he's just wanting to get some laps in here. You never know. He could just want to enjoy riding.
Wouldn't you if you had that opportunity?
Well, I wouldn't want to interfere with the STP 500, but he's going to pull off, and we're going to go back to green flag racing here. Take it away, Judson.
McKnight on the inside, Reitfeld on the outside. Finn Dyson back on the inside where he likes it. McKnight bullets away. Reitfeld and Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson has a run on Reitfeld. This is the first time that I've seen Finn Dyson have a run on Reitfeld out of the yellow flag. Reitfeld stuck on the outside. Finn Dyson, McKenzie on the inside. 28 car, Travin Morgan now taking a piece of Reitfeld. Reitfeld falling behind, being stuck on the outside. Finn Dyson did it to him. I'm sure Reitfeld is pretty upset. Gregory McKnight, however, in smooth, clean racing, is just out on his own, taking a joyride. Finn Dyson getting challenged by Morgan. Who is this Morgan? The number 28 car has come out of nowhere and now is really running on the bumper of Finn Dyson. Finn Dyson not used to Morgan's tactics. This can get really interesting. Holy cow, Reitfeld brake late into turn 1.
Yeah, that number 2 car is still out there with no front end. He's doing a hell of a job keeping it going here. Is that number 28 car did have some issues early on, but he's still back out there. That's Travin Morgan. And the leader's got issues. The leader had some issues. Got a little loose there. That allows number 6 car to catch
Finn
up.
Finn Dyson on the bumper of McKnight. McKnight taking the defensive line. Finn Dyson going in, out, dodging, trying to see if he can get an angle on McKnight to leverage this issue. Morgan licking his chops. Finn Dyson not knowing to look at his rear, or the guys in the rear, loses positions because of that. Travis Morgan taking an aggressive line on the inside.
And we got a wreck.
Cut off by Finn Dyson. God. Another yellow flag?
Yep, as 2 guys going to the wall there. And I believe it was number 17 car. Let's take another look at it, folks, as he went wide. Something bad just happened, folks, and we're going to get it all revved up here for you. It looks like as the number 17 car of Carl Strange was coming around, there was some action in front of him. Let's see what exactly happened as somebody bumps the 12 car. Just trying to get in all the action here as the number 3 car gets into the 17. That's what happened, is the number 3 car going dive bombing, and that's what happened. You got to brake early into these turns.
We had a couple pit stop fake outs. Finn Dyson tried to fake out the pit, looking like he was going in, jumped back out. Reitfeld almost went in as a response, so those two are really glued together. Then he faked his way out.
That's right, and we're just trying to keep all our eyes on the action here as we did see that incident. I would consider that a classic dive bomb, and that'll caution will come out anyway. As we see these guys getting lined up, and we're on another pace lap here. Record number pace laps here at Martinsville, as we've gone more yellow flags laps than green flag laps. But 20 laps remaining. Hopefully these guys can sprint it on out.
1951. Only 4 cars finished the NASCAR race in 1951. 4 cars out of the whole field. A little trivia.
Well, we're down to about, 17 cars here on the lead lap or so.
Yeah, we're down to 13 cars in the lead lap.
Unfortunate, crazy Destruction Derby here, folks, as Gregory McKnight's been shown that he wants to win this thing. He doesn't care. He's going to come out of the carnage on top. Hopefully, that's his plans anyway, as he's going to lead him around here with only about 18 laps to go as they go green flag racing.
Traven Morgan in between Reitveld and Finn Dyson. This is like the first time in this entire race these two have been had a driver in between. So Finn Dyson and Reitveld are going to be on the outside line. This Traven Morgan, who we have not seen respond to the leaders go, which McKnight has delayed a couple times to kind of rocket himself out to the lead. What's Traven Morgan going to do with Finn Dyson on the outside? This could be his opportunity to secure second place.
Yep, that's right. And Timo, I know you got your car back into the garage, had your inspectors take a look at it. Is that thing, are you going to have to scrap it and get a totally new one? Oh, hold on just a minute, Timo, as that pace car is going off here. We got these quick pace laps. Take it away here. McKnight's going to take a charge at it, I bet.
McKnight jumping out at the end of the corner, rockets away. Morgan had a fantastic start. Finn Dyson stuck on the outside. Reitveld stuck on the outside. Morgan taking second place. Let's tip our hat to Traven Morgan. Wave to the crowd. Fantastic run for Morgan. He's had the opportunity to get up there. Now he's really running away with it. Finn Dyson breaking late in turn 2. He's tried to get in the rear bumper, and we got a turnaround. Was that Santini or Ferrucci?
Not too sure. I know I was watching James Wilms pick up a position, and we got a caution flag.
Well, that's fantastic for Wilms.
We're going to get a look at it here, as someone must have went around.
I think it was Ferrucci. Wilms back in the mix. Ferrucci's motor blown. Whoever that is, motor blown. I think that's Ferrucci.
And Santino Ferrucci, number 3 car, taking a look at what happened here as he's going to the inside. Issues in the back as he gets a little help from the rear, and even more help from that number 19 car as he gets spun around and blew his motor up. And well, that number 19 car blew his motor too, so big issues, folks, as Santino Ferrucci just puts it in reverse, tries to find his way to pit lane. Unfortunate.
And what's your history with Wilms, Malone? You said that he has quite the experience in oval. Have you raced with him in the past?
I don't think I've ever raced with him, but I know that he streams on Twitch at Xmazia, and yeah, he's an experienced oval racer. He knows what he's doing out here. It's been kind of a bloodbath out here, and he's been able to keep that Chevy Gen 6 looking pretty good. He's trying to make his way up there as he's riding 6th place right now, trying to bring home a top 5 or even better, a podium with only 13 laps remaining. We're going to have a 10-lap shootout here, folks, and getting a chance to talk with Timo Westendahl, who did pull his car into the garage. I know you got some more iRacing events coming up, and I know your team's going to be hard at work getting you a new car because you did blow your motor. Tell us about your next event there, Timo. As Timo is looking at his schedule, trying to figure out when the next big race is. As number 2 brake checks Wilms on the pace lap. It's not good for anybody.
Wilms, that's important, man, to keep yourself in the mix at the finish. Wilms in a keen spot. If he could gain a couple more positions, have a yellow flag come out, he will be in the mix for the win. Also, this Brandon H. Thomas, like we mentioned before, no respect for his bumper amongst drivers, but he's kept in the mix too.
And we got Timo up in the booth after he checked in with the garage. What big race you got coming up here with the Gen 6? What's your the next race you're going to compete in?
Probably next week, and I have to be honest, I don't know the track actually, but I think it should be after this, the shortest one. That's probably coming the longest one. I think that's what's on the calendar. I'm not sure whether it's Talladega, but if it is, oh my god, I want to drive that. I'll just check that.
Sounds good, Timo, as he checks his schedule on where he's going to be racing next as his pit crew tries to salvage as much as they can from that Gen 6. They're going to have to replace that motor, folks, and throw some more sheet metal on it as we're racing, pacing around here. And if any, oh, that pace car's off, and we're about to go green flag racing again.
Tarvin Morgan now on the outside, second place. How is he going to respond to Gregory McKnight? McKnight delaying further than he normally does. But Morgan gets to jump on him. Morgan on the outside. Can he dip on the inside? He opts to stay on the outside with his touching the outside of the cornerback quarter of McKnight. Could have been a mistake. He could have found line and got a better line. McKnight running away with this. Van Dyson diving in, trying to get behind Morgan.
James Williams on the outside. He's stuck on the outside. Number 12 going to look for the inside of that 12 DeWalt car. Does he take it as he gets a little bit loose? 15 losing a position there.
Yeah, that's the second time he's done that in the last few yellow flags.
We got a battle for third. 2 on the outside of 6. Going to get around maybe that 2 car. Jared Reitveld, with all that damage, just made a move. Is he going to try to close the door? And does.
Yep, Van Dyson has struggled with Reitveld all day. Reitveld is super aggressive, and they touch. Little oversteer for Reitveld. Reitveld getting a little understeer as he's escaping turn 2. Morgan getting some space. Must feel nice for him. This is the first time he's had it all day. Reitveld challenging. Reitveld breaking late. Turn 2 in the middle apex. Accelerated on. Morgan a little late on the acceleration out of turn 2. Van Dyson getting challenged by Brandon H. Thomas. H. Thomas looking on the inside. Whoa, Reitveld got a little oversteer in turn 1. Brick super late, had oversteer. Now is on the inside of Morgan. Morgan may have pooped his pants as he saw Reitveld's almost wrecking him. McKnight meanwhile running away with it. Brandon H. Thomas all over Van Dyson still. Van Dyson breaking late, trying to secure some space so he can get on the rear bumper of Reitveld.
And they're doing everything they can as they have only 5 laps remaining here for the STP 500. Hopefully we can keep it green as they keep battling out. 6 car right up on the bumper of the number 2 car. And it's going to be a battle for podiums here.
Travis Morgan, or Travin Morgan, obviously starting to get a little nervous. He's a little late on the acceleration of these turns, just trying to be awfully careful as he's getting around these laps. What a keen position for him to be in. He's been around the entire race. And now he somehow snuck his way up to second place.
6 car gets loose. It gets into the back.
Yep.
Oh, wrecking. And with 3 laps remaining, the caution flag is going to come out, and that may end it, folks. As we try to take a look at what happened there, as we did catch it live, those guys were racing pretty hard.
Van Dyson caught it, but hit the brakes, and Morsette's the victim of that one. Morsette had the rear end in. There's nowhere he could go. That's terrible because Morsette was in the mix too. Wilms, Morsette, Brandon H. Thomas. Impressive races, victims of Van Dyson's. Van Dyson, man, he's just been a mess all day. Not a big fan.
As we see the 26 car at Thomas just get way inside there on the number 6 and totally punch that guy. He gets away clean, but the caution flag does come out.
Where are we lap-wise? How many laps do we have left?
Let's race in.
And there's 2 laps remaining as they're going to pace around here and end this one. And we're going to take a look at the results as your winner going to be Gregory McKnight in that number 5 car. Led 107 laps. And he's going to take home the victory along with Travin Morgan in second place. Reitveld, Thomas, and McKenzie round out the top 5. James Wilms, good showing with the number 5 car, or number 15 car, getting 6th place. And Jeffrey Morissette, Brad Prochnow, and Richard Schwint, Mauro Anzo rounding out top 10 as they bring it home here, and that's how it's going to fall. And been a wild one here in Martinsville, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And look at this. Tarvin Morgan just kept it conservative the entire time, slowly got himself back up into the top field. And fortunate for him, he was able to get around to second place. I mean, one drive.
That's right. And seeing some big key winners here. Brandon Thomas finishes out. He was able to get past 24 cars. He picked up 24 positions since the start of this race, so the big winner to him. Also, James Wilms picks up 16 positions, along with Morissette 12 positions. So some really good finishes from these guys. As we see some of the guys later in the field, like Freeman, he was 130 laps down from the leader. Must have got wrecked out. So that's how it'll fall with all 30 cars here. Most of them didn't make it. It was all about survival. So we got some guys having some fun and games, some shenanigans there.
So what's up next? We got Drive League. We got Jimmy B's running his Formula One round 5. Could he take the championship back at Silverstone?
That's right, folks. This is just kind of a warm-up race. We had SuperDioMiro running the STP 500 here, and this we're going to close out the broadcast for this race, but don't miss out. Future broadcasts are coming up. We got Jimmy B. Head on over to Jimmy_BEE. He's going to be streaming some Formula One stuff, and we got the Drive League opening up in 2 hours from now. So make sure to head on over and sign up for that. Well, from Martinsville here, crazy, wild, oval action, short tracking it, iRacing NASCAR. It's been a wild day, wouldn't you say, Judson?
Absolutely. It was a real blast watching it with the Grip TV faithful. Always a pleasure to watch it with you, Malone. Timo, even though the result was unlucky, man, you impress me every week. Next week, it's good things bound to happen after 2 incidents the previous weeks. Unfortunate, but Timo, heck of an oval driver.
Yep. He did a pretty good job out there, and he'll be back at it next week. But that's all from us from here at Grip TV, and we're going to be leaving Martinsville, getting on a helicopter, getting the hell out of here. And it was a great time, great weather, great fans. Thanks for watching, thanks for joining, and we'll see you next time for another Grip TV broadcast.